guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video, I'm going to go through the different associations that colleges can be a part of for athletics, giving you the differences between the different divisions in the NCAA compared to the NAIA and the NJCAA. So when you think of college athletics, you think directly the NCAA, but there's actually two other different member associations that schools can be a part of. There's the NJCAA, which is the National Junior College Athletic Association, and then there's the NAIA, which is the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. And what each one of these are different associations that schools can be a part of, giving them different teams to compete against that are similar in level to them, and splits up the different schools is based on size and other requirements. Today specifically, I'm going to focus on the differences between the NAIA and the NCAA, and specifically more Division II of the NCAA, but I'm going to go through the details of what each division kind of looks like, what are some of the different requirements for each division, and how schools kind of go about their decision on choosing their member association. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration content like this, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to dive into these different associations. So all the different associations I mentioned are able to give out sports scholarships besides Division III in the NCAA. It's just under their regulations, they don't give out any sports scholarships. If you break them down by size, and you split up the NCAA into three different divisions, the NJCAA is actually the biggest. They have the most member schools, so the Junior College Association has the most member schools. But if you put the whole NCAA together, all three divisions, they are the biggest. Now, a big focus on a lot of these is school sizes, type of school, and how much you want to put into athletics, especially when it comes to money. Finances is a big impact when schools are looking at choosing which league and division and things they want to be a part of. Typically, schools that are going to play in Division I in the NCAA, you usually have a football team and a basketball team, and they're generally larger schools. There are some smaller schools that do play in Division I, but that's where you're going to get your big schools like your Alabamas, your Tennessees, those big SEC, ACC schools. They're all going to be in the Division I level for all those different sports. And then you have your Division II, which is generally a little bit smaller schools. And then you have your Division III, which are generally even smaller. Your NAIA schools are usually closer in size to your Division II schools and some of your Division III schools. And your NJCAA are your junior colleges, so a lot of your community colleges where people usually go for 2 years. Those are some of the other options for athletic associations. And it's important to understand that the skill level doesn't always play a whole role in what division you pick. A school may be Division I because of their size, but their football team or some of their sports teams, so we'll use volleyball for example, their volleyball team in Division I might actually be worse than a volleyball team in Division II or a volleyball team that's in the NAIA, just because of the way everything falls. Schools generally pick their association based on some of their bigger programs, and most schools do have all their programs in the same division, so this definitely fluctuates where schools end up. So skill level isn't always a play. It's generally more based on size and enrollment and then money, where schools end up and which division and things they pick. So the NAIA is closest in level to Division II athletics. One key difference though is money. The schools that are in Division II generally spend a lot more money on their athletic programs than schools in the NAIA. So if schools may choose to switch to the NAIA because of money, they might decide that they don't want to be spending as much money on their sports programs, so they may choose to switch to the NAIA to have more of an equal financial playing field. There's a lot more competitiveness and equal playing field when it comes to competitiveness, finances, and enrollment in the NAIA as compared to the divisions in the NCAA. As most schools in the NAIA, their general enrollment is under 2,000. They're all very similar in size. They also generally spend around $5 million or less on athletics as their total budget, which definitely keeps a more focus on everything else going on and not as much focus on just spending as much money as they can on athletics. Schools in Division II for the NCAA sometimes go up to 8,000, if not even more students, which definitely is a much bigger number of students. So your median is still in that around 5,000, but you generally have even more students, as well as operating budgets can go all the way up. There's some that are exorbitant amounts of money, but they're generally even up to like 7 million as a very common number. And 5 million is definitely also a very common number, where 5 million is closer to the top of the NAIA. So there's definitely a more fluctuation in Division II in both the sizes of schools, because even the smallest schools have less than 1,000 people, where in the NAIA there's much more of a focus of like 2,000 people as the most for enrollment, keeping everything much more similar in size. All the different associations do offer a lot of benefits for the different member schools. It allows them different teams to compete against, different ways to make money and get their games out, filling a schedule, all of that. They're just choosing what the school wants to focus on. If athletics are a big focus and they want to spend a lot of money on athletics, they generally are going to choose the NCAA. If athletics might not be their huge focus, but they just want to have some sort of competitive athletic program with other schools that are very similar to them, and they're a little bit smaller of a school, they're generally going to choose the NAIA. Even though you may not have heard of the NAIA before, it is a big member institution. There's lots of schools that are a part of that. I even know some local schools that are a part of it that allow them to focus on their athletics and being competitive with other schools that are similar to them, while not having to pour in the same amount of finances into the program. So I hope you guys found this video informative. If you have any questions about the NAIA versus some of the NCAA divisions, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I will be posting a video soon on the differences between Division I, Division II, and Division III, and why schools choose each one of those divisions, if you're interested in learning more about that. But if you guys have any other videos that you'd like to see from my channel as well, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.